Good morning. Alright, Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, here's your flash briefing. In NPR News. Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. Stocks opened higher this morning as the Labor Department reported lower than expected inflation last month. NPR Scott Horsley reports the Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped about 110 points in
They
early
lower it
trading.
just a little near the end so they can say, oh, it's lower than last month. And then immediately after announcing that, they spike it back up.
Food prices were flat last month while energy prices were down.
2 steps of hiking, 1 step back. 2 steps of hiking,
is still
1 step
relatively
back.
high, largely driven by the cost of shelter and services such as travel and entertainment, which has seen growing demand. The Federal Reserve is widely expected to raise interest rates by another 1/4 percentage point at its next meeting in 3 weeks. But the Fed is also
Why don't we
keeping an eye
compare
on
how much
bank
the interest has
lending.
gone up
That's dropped
the
since
entire
collapse
year
of 2 big regional banks last
compared
month.
to
The decline in bank loans acts
prior
like
to
another
pandemic.
brake on economic growth.
Let's check that
Scott
out.
Horsley, NPR News, Washington.
South Carolina
this year
Republican
to
Senator
the prior.
Tim Scott has taken a significant step toward a
To before the
presidential bid.
pandemic.
He announced today
Only
he's
this year,
forming
just
an
compare this year,
exploratory
not the
committee.
whole pandemic
I will
year.
never back down.
If you
in
threw them
defense
in, you would
of
see
the
it's
conservative
crazy, too.
values that make America exceptional.
How about just
And
since
that's
President
why
Biden
I'm
went in?
announcing my exploratory committee for President of the United States.
This step will allow Scott to raise money that could be transferred to a presidential campaign if he decides to seek the Republican nomination. If he does, he would join former South Carolina Governor and
Sound like
UN
a stupid
Ambassador
word.
Nikki Haley and former President Donald Trump in the field. Top congressional leaders are reviewing the classified documents that were retrieved from the homes of President Biden and former President Trump. NPR's Windsor Johnston reports lawmakers have been turning up the pressure on the Justice Department to gain access to the material.
The documents were provided to the Gang of Eight, a bipartisan group of congressional
We already
leaders
know
and
it was
ranking members
documents
of
that
the
weren't
Senate
supposed to be
and House
out, and
Intelligence
now you
Committees.
want to gain
The documents
access to
include
it for the
classified
public?
materials that
Look.
were uncovered at the homes and offices of former President
If you're
Donald
gonna be
Trump
doing
in
that,
Florida
why
and
don't you
President
just
Biden in Delaware.
declassify
They
everything
also
to the
include
public
a
and
set
be
of
honest with
documents
us?
found at the home of former Vice President
Why
Mike
stop there?
Pence.
For
The
real.
Justice Department had previously rejected the committee's
like
request
John
to
F.
turn
Kennedy
over the documents,
wanted.
saying they were part of an
Complete
active investigation.
Utter
Earlier
honesty
this year,
with
the
the public.
DOJ appointed a special counsel to oversee the investigation into Trump's handling of the classified material. Windsor Johnston, NPR News, Washington.
For the first time, the federal government has declared a synthetic drug cocktail an emergent threat to public health in the U.S. The tranquilizer xylazine is used by veterinarians. It's often called Tranq. White House officials say it's being mixed with the opioid fentanyl and is showing up in most of the street drug supply in the U.S. It is contributing to a surge in deaths. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial
Who's
Average
providing us
is
with
now up
this
about
fentanyl?
165 points. The Nasdaq is
Is it
up
the
about
government?
20. This is
Who's
NPR.
providing us with the train?
A Delaware judge
that the
has
government?
criticized
I doubt the
lawyers for
veterinarians
Fox
are giving
News
it
in a
away.
defamation case brought by voting machine company
Is this
Dominion Voting
Biden causing
Systems.
this?
Fox lawyers revealed that Rupert
Not
Murdoch is
necessarily
not
him,
only the
but
chairman of
this
Fox
department.
Corp, he's also a corporate officer at Fox News. The Delaware judge says had he known that earlier,
much corruption.
he could have made different rulings in the case. Israel is banning
Got
Jewish
perverts
visitors from the Al
and
Aqsa
corruption
Mosque compound for
and
the
government.
remainder of Ramadan. That's after violence at the site
It's like the
led
fall
to
of Rome.
regional flare-up
Everybody
last
becomes
week.
pervert or
Here's
corrupt.
Daniel Estrin reports from Tel Aviv. It's Jerusalem's most
Dollars
sensitive
worth is
religious
going
site.
down.
Israel says its top security officials all agreed to
You
ban
running it
Jewish
to the
and
ground,
non-Muslim
man.
visitors from the mosque grounds until after Ramadan. Today is the final day of Passover and the final week and a half of Ramadan.
Need somebody in there
a
that
heightened
saves
period of
all the
religious
money, doesn't
observance
give it
with
away to
potential
others.
for friction.
Countries.
Last week, Israeli police used batons
Uses
to
it
beat
in our own.
Palestinians at the mosque. Israel says Palestinians stockpiled
Provides good
fireworks
paying
and
jobs.
rocks, and police were trying to prevent
Jobs
a
with
clash with
benefits,
Jewish visitors
fixing
to
the roads
site.
across the entire
Palestinians
country. There's
oppose
so many
visits
roads
by
could be fixed.
ultra-nationalist
Water
Israelis
supplies right
who
here
seek
in
a
our own.
foothold at the site, which is also sacred in Judaism. The
Homeless
images
problem.
of police violence there were followed by rocket fire
So
from
much stuff
Gaza,
going on
Lebanon,
at
and
home.
Syria.
At home
and
is
some
where the
local
money
deadly
needs to be
attacks.
invested.
Daniel Estrin, NPR News.
You have
A
like the
volcano
Industrial
has erupted
Revolution.
for a second day in
All
Russia's
over again.
far eastern Kamchatka Peninsula.
It would be an
Russian
economic
scientists say clouds
revolution,
of
you could
dust
call it.
rose about 6
Where the
miles
economy
into
just
the air.
freaking
Images
booms.
from the region show heavy ash covering
But no,
villages.
y'all wasting your
I'm Flora
opportunity
Coleman,
to
NPR
fix it
News.
and make it right. Get the corruption out.
In need of a good read or just want to keep up with the books
Stop trying to use the people's money
NPR's Book
to
of the Day
to increase your own
podcast
pockets by
today's
gambling
best
it.
writing in a pocket-sized
And freaking
show.
invest
Whether
it
you're
proper
looking to
like
engage with the big
and boost
questions
the
of our
entire
teens or
country's
temporarily
economy.
escape from them, we've got an
Right.
author who'll speak to you. Catch today's great books in
Jeez, y'all
15
got
minutes
me
or
in
less
an
on the
attitude
Book of the Day
today.
podcast, only from NPR.
Listen to this podcast sponsor-free on Amazon Music with a Prime membership or any podcast app by subscribing to NPR News Now Plus at plus.npr.org. That's plus.npr.org.
In NASA news, a SpaceX Dragon cargo resupply spacecraft is set to depart the International Space Station on Saturday, April
Whoa, we're
15th,
getting NASA
returning
today.
scientific research samples and hardware to Earth for NASA. A NASA instrument to provide unprecedented resolution of monitoring major air pollutants down to 4 square miles lifted off on its way to geostationary orbit at 12:30 a.m. EDT Friday. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson has named Dr. Mackenzie Listrup director of the agency's Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland, effective immediately. She will make history as the first female center director at Goddard. Technology and development today could radically change the future of air and space exploration. Nearly silent electric aircraft could ferry people and packages around cities. A sprawling radio telescope array on the far side of the moon could reveal new secrets about the universe, and astronauts on long-duration missions
so
could blow
that's
their
what
own
they're doing.
Medici.
They're setting up a telescope on the
NASA and
far side of the
SpaceX are
moon.
targeting no
That's
earlier
what
than
they're doing.
12:30 a.m. EDT Friday,
Yeah, we do
April
have
7th,
various
to
shipments
launch
going to
NASA's
the
TEMPO,
crater on the
tropospheric
south
emissions
pole,
monitoring
dark side of the
pollution
moon.
instrument. TEMPO
We're
is the
setting up a
first
telescope.
space-based
Yeah,
instrument to
that's what we're
monitor
doing.
major air pollutants hourly in high spatial resolution down to
On
4
the dark
square
side of the moon, 'cause
miles,
you know,
in
there's
a
so much you
region
can see in
stretching
the
from the
dark.
Atlantic to the Pop.
It's great. You
In
get a
Seattle.
telescope, you can see so much
In
better in the dark.
Seattle, it's 39 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today, you can look for showers with a high of 55
Showers?
degrees and a low of 37 degrees.
I didn't want to get wet
From
again.
NASA,
Alright, Amazon.
a SpaceX
Off.
Dragon cargo
Amazon.
resupply space.
Off. Amazon. Tell us a joke.
How do you send soda pop to an astronaut? With a bottle rocket. By the way,
Bottle
I have a
rocket.
routine you might like.
I
I
don't
can
think that
tell
would
you
work.
news, traffic, and
No.
more. Do you want to try it?
No.
No problem.
Have a wonderful day, people.